struggle. Everyone is struggling every single day with the mind. I'm one of those people. The mind is a sitting place for problems. The mind, by the way, some people say the mind is here. No, the mind is here. That's where everything is seated here. The mind is the source of problems. So while you're struggling with the physical body, some other people are struggling with the mental body. Some people are struggling with the intelligence body. Intelligence constitutes, yes, it should be done. No, it shouldn't be done. That's the intelligence. You do have a body like that. It's the intelligence. It could bring about pride. That if you daily practice spiritual knowledge, one of the things that happens is pride, because your intelligence, it becomes sharper and sharper and sharper. You become proud, and when you become proud, your humility goes out, and then now you become closed again. And when you become closed again, you're still thinking, because you have the knowledge, you're still thinking, I am there. But no, you're not, because your pride is disturbing your progress, your spiritual progress. Yes, so back to the physical and the spiritual. The physical body, what we see with our own eyes, the eyes that don't see. One of my spiritual masters, he used to say that we are proud of the eyes, but the eyes cannot really see. Thank you, Tandi Mabaso. Yeah, appreciate it. The eyes don't really see. Our eyes cannot see, but we somehow think that we can see, but the eyes don't see. The thing that really sees is the soul, but we have no access to the soul at this particular point in time. We have been divorced from understanding who we are. We have been attracted, or we've been given a myth of life to believe that whatever we're doing with the physical body is the all in all. It's perfect. I mean, nowadays people are concerned about what kind of sexual position will keep a man or will keep a woman. Like, sex is sex. And the other day I was telling somebody, sex is just rubbing of bodies, but then you guys made it into something else. You give it so much value that you don't think the real value is you. You are the value, not sex. Without you, there's no sex. So, but you give it too much value, and because you give it too much value, you will become enamored for the physical things of this world. So I said to them, I say, it's just the rubbing of bodies. You get two bodies that rub each other and thinking they're enjoying in this world, but it's only 5 minutes. 5 minutes to 15 minutes. Let me try to get a calculator and do my maths here so I can tell you what percentage this is. 5 minutes. How many minutes are in a day? So first I have to multiply 24 by 60. This gives me 1,440. So I'm going to take, how many minutes? I'm going to take 15. I'm going to give sex 15. So 15 divided by 1,440, it gives me 0.01. Let me multiply this by 100. It's about 1% of the day. It is 1% of the day, but we make it an overall percentage of life. Sex. 1% of the day, and you can't have it all the time, because some people, they have to go through menstrual periods. But the thing is, Ridandastohi, it's in the heart. We desire it, we want it, it's in our heart. It is a disturbance if it is always doing this. It's creating cycles inside of ourselves. It will always be disturbing. It will disturb spiritual progress. Nowadays I also hear about toxicity. They say masculinity, feminine toxicness, toxicity, all that stuff. It's toxic to even think that you're feminine. It's toxic to even think that you're masculine. First, understand who you are, and then you'll worry about the feminine side. Why am I saying this? Anybody, including me, I can become woman in my next life. I can become a woman in my next life. Hi T, nice to see you. Thanks for the rose, by the way, appreciate it. And the one who calls themselves Nun. You know, you guys have funny names on TikToks, but I appreciate all of you. And when I miss T, I haven't seen you in a long time. I hope you're sharp wherever you are. I appreciate your gifts very much. Um, where was I? So you have destroyed my chain of thoughts. Now I have to close my eyes in order for me to actually revive this energy, but it's fine. Toxic. I myself, I can become a woman in my next life. And if I become a woman, then I'll start to think in terms of toxic. What is toxic? What is, just give me a second, guys. Why not? Okay, got it. What is, I'll start to think, men, Banghatel, they are on top of me. They are oppressing me, suppressing, whatever you guys call it. Because men are suppressing me because I'm thinking that I'm a woman, then now I start a movement called feminist movement. If I do feminist movement, yes, I go for it, go for it, go for it, go for it. And then I rally other people to see things my way because they are also women. But it's a misidentification. You can't misidentify with the physical body and make it your whole life, right? So then, however, in my next life, if I'm going to have to go back to work, I wish this life could be saved. Have a good one, guys. When I'm none, I think this life can be saved, and I'll try to download it, and because it's gonna be 2 hours at least. I'm gonna try to put it on YouTube, but I'm gonna cut it into pieces, and if there's parts that you didn't get, I'll get them to you. And anyway, I think I can also send you go WhatsApp because I know I have you on WhatsApp. I'll send you a link to it. Now, good night. Enjoy work. What do you say? Go have fun. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll download it and get out of my life and I'll send it to you. Have a blessed night. Do those wonderful work that you do. Now, as I carry on. So, right now I'm male. So I'll give you an instance of something else like people fight for nowadays. People fight for feminism. People fight for LGBT community. People fight for gender-based violence. People fight for AIDS. People fight for COVID. People fight for everything except for the soul. Everything except for the soul. The soul is thinking, my gender is woman, so therefore I'll fight for that. The soul is thinking, my gender is male, therefore I'll have men's conference. The soul is thinking like this. Why? Because it is blinded. The soul is blinded, so therefore he is thinking, I'm the physical body. Yes, it is raining. That's why I'm also projecting my voice like this. But I want to finish this. This life, and I'm gonna try as much as possible. Just let me know if you can't hear me. If you can't hear me, I'll push my voice until I finish this, because I haven't even started Mahabharat. It will mean that I'm gonna have to do Mahabharat tomorrow, if this rain persists. But it's fine. I'll do it. I'll come back again. But tomorrow I'm gonna see my Govela, so most likely I was gonna spend most of my night with her. And if I get time there, yeah, definitely I'll come back and do this. But if you guys can't hear me, just let me know and say, yo, Tebeko, then I will project my voice and I'll stop the live, and I will begin the live tomorrow again. Before I carry on, because I know where I am, but I just need to do a little bit of a prayer. Let me offer my obeisances unto the Supreme Energy, unto the Supreme Lord, unto all the devotees, and to everybody who's listening to this text. I would like to offer my respects and prayers to all of you, that you may bless me enough, everybody who's watching and everybody who has joined, bless me enough to be able to continue with this particular event. It is in your blessings that I'm able to continue like this, and it is in your blessings that I'm able to transmit this particular information. This information is meant for you. It will reach you, and I appreciate you, and I put you in my thoughts. So, the soul is thinking, I am president. For 5 years, the soul is thinking, I am president, I am wife, I am mother, I am judge. But all of these things, just like if you go to the ocean, when you go to the ocean and you build a castle, and then there's the ocean coming in with water, it will destroy that castle. Everything in this life will be taken away. It will be destroyed. What do you believe right now? That I am lesbian, I am gay, this I believe, I am men, I'm women. It will be taken away when the physical body is gone. The body will be buried, it will be burned, or it will be eaten by Manon. Because it will be taken away. It is not what you are. It is what you have created throughout these lifetimes. And right now, this is where you are. Just like I said in one video, I said, whatever you created in your previous life, it may not qualify you to have a child in this life. And no matter how much you try, even if you go to a big gobela, you may not even have that. Even if you go to a big priest, if you are meant to be crippled for a certain number of years, nobody can undo that. Unless they reduce the time. And when you reduce the time, it means you are buying your time. If you are meant to live for 60 years and they buy 5 years, then at least for 5 years, you should be healed. So you're going to live until 55. You're not going to reach the 60. Because your karma will not allow you to live more than that. But even then, it doesn't matter. Why doesn't it matter? Because the physical body will perish. When the physical body perishes, you will go into another body. When you get into that body, one of the things that God is going to give you is forgetfulness. Because why? If you do remember, then you're going to ask, why am I going through the same thing that I did in my previous life? Why am I going through this again and again and again? I need to stop. Let me be your number one. It's a fiasco underneath the sun. Stop. I need to stop this in this particular life. So what God affords you in this life is forgetfulness. Because if you remember your previous life, one of the things you're going to remember is you had a mother and a father in the previous life, and they're not the ones that you have right now. As a matter of fact, your mother and father in this life could have been your children in other lives. Could have been your kids in your previous lives. They could have been your relatives. They could have been your enemies. Because the soul does not have to wait. Let's say if I die now and my mother is still living, I'm going to continue living in my next life. I don't have to wait for her to die and she becomes my mother again in my next life. This is realization. It's not inspiration. I'm not inspiring somebody. I'm letting you know that the goal of any spiritualist, the first thing is realizations. Because the realizations will help you meditate. You cannot meditate without realizations. Because you need to realize what the mind is. You need to realize what the physical body is. Once you realize what the mind and the physical body is, then gradually you start to peel off. Remember we were saying earlier that the spiritualists, they peel off the onion. There's mental bodies that you have to peel off one by one because of the things that you disturb and all the things that disturb you inside of your heart. They need to be reduced. They need to be reduced until the only thing left is yourself. The only thing left is yourself, so that you'll be able to see who you are, what you are, how did you come on earth, and what created the situation that you are in, and how to overcome these things. Now, which leads me to the 6th point. I can try to summarize all these points, but then it leads me to the 6th point. The 6th point is Ananda. You can reach a stage of complete joy every single day of your life. Every single day you can reach a state of joy every day. And for you to be able to reach this, you need to realize, you need to be in a state of realization. Let's say, for example, if you are living with somebody who hurts you all the time, you will realize why this happens to you. And once you realize why this happens to you, and you do something, one of the things you can do is to tolerate and to see the person for what they are. You need to clear your question. Yourself will be qualified too. I'm qualified to get a physical body in the next. Everybody is. It's just that the only issue is what kind of body you get next. So realizations are like this. When something is happening to you, you must be able to go back and ask why this is happening to me, and then provide solutions to that question. And then once you've provided the solution, you must put in mind that solutions are meant to be practiced. Whatever decision you made, worry, this person, I'm going to continue with this person, or I'm not going to continue with this person. Whatever it is that you have decided that you are concluding, you must practice every single day. Remember, we said this is not about inspiration. When you know, or you are in a conference and someone tells you about the situation that you are in, as that person tells you about the situation that you're in, you become inspired to do something. But when you get to the house, you forget because you live a normal day and things like that. So you have to practice that. So for you to do that, you have to continuously hear that person speak the same thing over and over again. Just like when we do maths, you don't wake up in the morning and say 16 times 16 is 256. No, you have to do this every single day. Every day you have to do it. 5 times 5 is 25. You should know that. 5 times 6 is 30. You should know that. 30 divided by 6 is 5. You do this from the top of your head. You do this every single day. Spiritual life is non-different. You do the same thing every single day to overcome the problems that are situated in your heart. Once that happens and you keep peeling off, you reach a stage of joy. When you reach a stage of joy, even in pain, even let's say somebody or something, or somebody hurts you, even in pain, you're still able to access your joy. Your joy is not dependent on the pains of this world. Your joy cannot be depending on the pains of this world. I'll give you an example. I can get hurt, right? By my parents, I can get hurt by my partners or partner, whatever it is. But it doesn't constitute my whole day. It constitutes that time when I start thinking about that person. But I'm not going to ruin my day because somebody hurt me. Because I know those things can be disturbing. And you then, now you type, right? Zanel, I'll come back to you. You type in your head. You keep replaying that whole thing. Now she did this. No, he did that. Now he did this. Now he did that. But the more you do that, the more you become stagnant, right, in that situation, and it disturbs your meditation. What we have learned in the years is that these thoughts will come, that she did this or he did that. They will come. And they will come with a piercing pain. They'll come. Oh, this person cheated on me. Oh, this person. It will come. But I have a goal in mind. There's things I need to reach. Whatever activity she or he has done have nothing really to do with me. She was doing it because she wants to be happy. She believes that's how she's going to become happy. So that realization assists me for 10 minutes at least. She's out of my mind, and I can practice on the things that I really want to practice. If she comes back again, I will entertain the thoughts for 2 minutes and then realize, no, I don't need this thought. Then I continue, because these things keeps coming back over and over again. And because they keep coming back over and over again, you don't identify with them, because that's how you become distressed. That's how you become depressed. It's okay. Whatever somebody does is because they think they're going to be happy by doing that, even though it may hurt somebody else, even though it may hurt you. They do it because it is exciting. I'll give you an example. For a lot of people, there's certain things that when we do them, we're not aware why we're doing them. We only find ourselves crying one day. Say, why did I do that? Why did I do that? Because now you're crying because the result of what you're doing is causing a lot of people a lot of pain, right? You cry, but you don't know how did you end up doing something that you know you shouldn't do. So I'm saying this because I have a feeling that when I'm in pain, I don't always identify with it. I got a call 2 nights ago. Yeah, I got a call 2 nights ago from a friend. She heard that I wasn't well. I wasn't well for the last 4 months. She heard I wasn't well. She calls me and she's like, Devocha. I say, yeah. I say, well, she calls me Prem. She said, Prem, I heard that you were sick. I say, yes, I am. But the question is, who told you that? And she didn't tell me. She just wanted to find out. Then eventually, obviously, I inquired more. She didn't tell me who told her. Then, as we were talking, we did a video call. And she's like, but you look happy when I'm on. You can't be this happy if you are this sick as I was describing my sicknesses. And I said, look, I don't identify with pain like that. I don't identify with the physical body like that. I'm talking to you right now. You are providing some form of happiness at this moment with myself. Because you are providing that, I'm not going to be concerned about the pain that I feel inside. So, I'm ready to die, but I fear death. I know it is coming. And the pains that I go through, they are not, I see them as a provision for my spiritual energy. That's why I always say to people, what is dark, what is night for a spiritualist is daytime for a normal person. And what is daytime for a spiritualist is darkness for a normal person. Meaning that I see pain as pleasure. Meaning I see pain to remind me that, hey, when at any time you can die. So it's a reminder. So some of us, we rejoice when we get disease. We rejoice when someone cheats us. We rejoice when somebody does something that they think it will pain us, so to speak. Guys, let me just attend to a couple of your things. First, let's start with Nosipo and say, hey, Nosipo, no time no see. I hope you're well. Thanks for the likes. It created 5,000 likes. Appreciate everybody who's giving a bit of their gifts. Let's get to Zanendalo. I hope I'm saying this right. Very sophisticated knowledge being shared. Thank you. Yes, it is sophisticated, but I'm gonna try as much as possible to make it to reduce the intensity of it. There will come a point where I will not have it as intense as this, but it's just that I need to condense it and open up and say, look, what spiritualist goes through are this and that and that, and you overcome this by doing that. But I appreciate you being here with us, and I'm hoping at some point that TikTok will allow me to do requests and then we can have conversations like this. Thank you, man. Dumza, you become happy on your heartaches. Yes, that's the thing. The thing is, there is a verse actually in the Bhagavad Gita. It says, Matras parasas tu konteya shitos na siko dukada agama put anityastam stitikasabara. That pain is felt through the senses. That is to mean, Hore, you feel pain through the senses, through the things that you wish you were using to enjoy. But also you feel pleasure through the senses, your hands, your tongue, your skin, your sexual organs, your eyes, your ears, all that stuff. That's how you get the pleasure. Sorry. That's how you get the pleasure and the pain. But the pains and pleasures of this world, they are temporary. They come and go like winter and summer. Sitoshna suka dukada. Sitoshna means summer and winter season. They come, they go. They come, they go. But when we feel pain, we identify ourselves with that pain. When we are happy, we identify ourselves with that happiness. Again, we are going back to that verse, apohonam, to be in a state of forgetfulness. When we are happy, we forget that sometimes we can be in pain. When we are in pain, we forget that sometimes we can be happy. Therefore, an intelligent person will think, I should not identify with the pain and pleasures of this world because they are not factual. The word factual in the spiritual energy, it is something else. Factual means real. The pains and pleasures of this world, they are not necessarily real. They come and go. So therefore, one must tolerate pain and one must tolerate happiness, because both of them, they create illusions. Pain creates illusion. Happiness of the physical body and the mental body, they create illusions to think that here, it is going on here. When you go to a party or a club, you go to Nyalong, that's where you get the pleasure and start thinking, yeah, it is real here. So you keep repeating the same thing every weekend, every single weekend. But then you are eating off your time because you're thinking this is pleasurable. But this thing comes and goes on the weekend, but during the week, back to distress. When we go to funerals, we get distressed. When you go to work, when they say, some people say that the word job comes from Job in the Bible. That guy who was struggling in his life, Job, he struggled in his life when Asahatan, the opposer, came and took away things from him. So distress can be caused by family. It can be caused by your own physical body. Your own mind can cause you distress. It can be caused by food. It can be caused by, someone like Udumza was asking me if it was raining. It can be caused by natural disasters. And it can be caused by other living entities. These three things: your mind, physical body, natural disaster, and other living entities. Other living entities could mean it could mean some human being, some people you trust. It could also mean rats. When you have rats in the house, they can cause you distress. Minangi, mosquitoes, bzzz, they can cause you distress. These three things are sources of distress, but they are all related to the physical body. Your own physical body can cause you stress, and your own mind. Mana Shastra Indrani Prakritistani Karshati. Mana means mind. Shastra, Mana Shastra is 6. Mana Shastra Indrani, the 6 senses. The 6th sense is the mind. All of these can cause you distress, but they can cause you also pleasure. Both stress and pleasure, they are illusions to think that you are happy, to think that you are distressed, because you forget that you've got this physical body. Thank you, Zananda. You forget that you have this physical body. And that's the whole point about it. So, whether one is in a state of distress, like somebody shot you, or you are diseased, or whether the house is broken down or it's not broken down, or whether you're living. Another thing is that I grew up trying to solve poverty. When I was listening to Tupac, I was listening to reggae, Peter Tosh in particular. When Peter Tosh sang a Megadol, tell me when you Megadol. Oh, poor man feel it. He said, only the poor man feel it. Only the poor man feel it. When he sang that song, it touches my soul to say, yes, only the poor man can feel it. So you spend a lot of your time trying to solve poverty. We must be rich. You can't solve poverty. You can't solve wealth. All of these things are related to the physicalness. You shouldn't be poor. You shouldn't be worried about being rich. You shouldn't be worried about being poor. You shouldn't be worried about being middle class. Your karma. There is a verse in one of these ancient books in the Amal Purana. They say that an intelligent person who knows that stress comes on its own accord must also know that happiness comes on its own accord. Meaning, you don't work hard to be stressed, but stress comes on its own. You don't work hard for happiness, but all of a sudden you are happy. You don't even know why this is going on. But also, again, both of them are illusions. So, one who knows that you don't work hard for stress also knows that you don't work hard for happiness. So, if you are meant to be wealthy in this life, it's okay, but you just don't identify with it. Like people identify with wealth. I remember some guy was telling me his boss, he was trying to guide his boss about how they should spend money in the company. And the boss said to him, you've never been a millionaire. You can't tell me how to spend money in the company. Anyway, I can't say much about that, but that's what I can say is that man was identifying with the wealth to the point that he just feels like he should just say certain things to certain people. But that's not right. Anyway, my point is, you then identify with poverty, you will then identify with wealth. Now you're going back into the pool that we're discussing, that when you get the physical body, you're thinking that I'm a woman, you're thinking that I'm a man, you're thinking that I'm a poor man, you're thinking that I'm a blind man. And then these things, when you think about them, they absorb you and they create some form of pain inside of you. And then now, because you identify with them, you live in them, and they create mold inside of you to say that this is what I am, this is my identity, this is my pain, this is my pleasure. It's not good.